not coming back for fun. He is coming back to finish something the boxing world thought was buried forever. Every single morning before the sun dares to show up, this man is already out there bleeding, grinding, and rebuilding a version of himself that once made grown men quit before the first bell. Floyd Mayweather has never been touched, never been broken, never been figured out. But what happens when the one man coming for him has absolutely nothing left to lose? The boxing world is about to witness something that the record books are not prepared to handle. And the people closest to both camps are already saying things behind closed doors that nobody is ready to hear out loud. Stay locked in until the very end of this video, because what we are about to reveal in the final minutes is the one piece of information that changes everything. Before the sun rises, Mike Tyson is already out there grinding through the shadows, feet pounding the pavement in the cold, hands slicing through the silence.
It's really good to see you there, man. I killed Fabrice yesterday. I killed Fabricio.
Yeah, what's he talking? That's my brother. How's he doing?
He's doing well, man. He's in the mouth on yeah.
Every exhale holds a purpose. This is not a trip down memory lane, not a show for the crowd. It is focus rebuilt from the ground up. Somewhere down the road stands Floyd Mayweather, and Tyson is getting ready like a force of nature, figuring out exactly where to land the shot.
Here we go. Your eyes on him. If he moves, move as well. Beautiful. Inside, you can see it. Look to the door. Nice kick, Mike. Solid shot. Excellent. Beautiful. Good, Mike. In the middle. Hands up.
The morning starts off well before dawn. No reminder needed. Just pure grit and old scores left to settle. Tyson ties up his boots and pushes through a punishing 3 to 5 mile run before daylight even considers showing its face. The exact kind of hard work that turned him into a legend to begin with.
There's also so low number that we had a bathroom break and we ended up not getting a full 3 minutes. But the point is, the numbers are there, and it computes into success. It's the form coming together, creating the speed, creating the power. It's a beautiful sight to see.
The morning meal hardly has time to sit before the serious work gets underway. 10 to 12 rounds of sparring where leather snaps and the intensity never drops for a single second.
There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, weave out of there.
Fast, split-second timing, doing everything right.
Nice. Very good. Hands up, chin down, tight deep, beautiful. Breathe and relax. Move your head after. And spring, either way. Left, go left.
Then comes the old-fashioned punishment. Push-ups, dips, sit-ups, shrugs, and that legendary 10 minutes of neck training that made Tyson built like an armored machine.
Nice double. Weave after.
After the midday meal, there is no kicking back. Just 6 more rounds cycling through heavy bag sessions, slip bag movement, jump rope timing, pad combinations, and the speed bag firing off like a one-man percussion show inside the gym.
Get on your toes. There you go.
Another round of bodyweight work follows because clearly Tyson's version of taking a break is simply swapping one exercise for another. Shadow boxing comes after that, slower this time, sharp and precise. Surgical. Locked in on rhythm and form, polishing the reflexes that once sent fear through an entire weight class.
Shots and press. Everything hard. Yeah. Everything hard.
The body shots.
Body shots. Thanks a lot for this equipment. So, the way he trains is the way he fights. Take a day off the weights. Yeah, I was gonna say right now.
At last, the day eases off with a relaxed spin on the stationary bike and a deep dive into fight film. Every movement, every habit, every crack in the armor. Because inside Tyson's head, this is not a friendly showcase. It is groundwork laid to make absolutely sure Floyd Mayweather never feels safe dancing around
running
the ring
again.
30 seconds, 30 seconds. That's it. Work it down. Yeah. It's the perfect part. There you go. Stop his head with this.
Quietly stepping into the discussion like a family insider who fully understands just how dangerous Floyd still is, yet refuses to sell it like a Hollywood blockbuster. Jeff basically admits he found out about Floyd's comeback the same way everyone else on the planet did, which is honestly pretty funny because even the Mayweather family appears to receive breaking news about Floyd right alongside the rest of social media. But the moment Jeff starts talking about the work ethic that was drilled into Floyd from day one, that is where things get genuinely interesting, because that is the piece casual fans always sleep on. Jeff is not standing there screaming that Floyd will run through everybody. He is saying something far quieter and honestly a whole lot more unsettling. The habits never walked away. That gym mentality does not know how to clock out.
I think Floyd can still compete with these young fighters out here because he worked so hard and it's been instilled in him. And so I don't think that him coming back is gonna be a setback where they think that everybody just can whoop him. It gotta be somebody special that's gonna try to beat him.
That punishing Tyson routine we just broke down, the pre-dawn road work, the relentless sparring sessions, the neck training that looks like something pulled straight out of an old world forge. Then Jeff hits everybody with a dose of reality the moment Terrence Crawford's name enters the room, essentially saying, "Hold on, Bud is still fully active, and that might be way too steep a jump straight out of retirement after years on the sideline." That is not a knock, that is just seasoned thinking. At the same moment, Jeff calls the Tyson matchup exactly what it most likely is, a spectacle built for entertainment, more of a show than an all-out war, which honestly makes sense because two icons sharing the same canvas is already enough electricity for one evening. But the most gripping moment arrives when Jeff drops that uncomfortable truth about the state of boxing.
You know what I mean? I like the way that, he carries himself and basically how he, like he said, that at some point you gotta walk away from this sport because something can happen to you and the money don't mean anything if something happens to you.
Sit with that for a moment. Two legends who have not competed in real fights for years are still capable of casting a shadow over entire divisions packed with young title holders. That is not just a wave of nostalgia. That is star power operating on its own set of rules. And Jeff closes with the line that keeps ringing in my head. Floyd may have more years on him, but he is not lying down for anyone. Translation: whoever puts pen to paper on that contract needs to walk in fully aware that they are not climbing through the ropes with a retired celebrity making a cameo. They are stepping in with a man who spent his entire career turning impossible nights into long, grinding, miserable ones for every single person standing across from him.
Absolutely, but the Pacquiao and the Mike Tyson, do you know anything, you have any details about that?
Well, I mean, like I said, the Tyson and Floyd fight, it's an exhibition.
Yeah, it's an exhibition.
Probably gonna be, kind of like him and Jake Paul.
Most likely going to play out, pretty much the same way things did between him and Jake Paul. Bradley says that moment hits differently looking back on it now. And whether fans see it that way or not, it is a genuinely compelling angle because timing in boxing has always been one part strategy and one part business chess. Tim Bradley already turned up the heat in the room, putting the timing of this Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch under the microscope. The massive payday that lands in just one night. That is the piece people on the outside never quite grasp. You do not simply walk away from a job, you walk away from a feeling.
Mayweather has to do this fight because he need that bread. That's why. That's why. And it's funny when you have options. When you have options, you can make your choice. When you doing great and you got money in the bank and you sitting pretty. Yeah. You sitting pretty, 51 or 50-0. Isn't it great? But now, when you need them, you call on them. Mayweather didn't want this damn fight with Manny Pacquiao years ago, and now he wants this damn fight now. Because he needs money, that's why.
Sit with that for a moment. Two legends who have not competed in real fights for years are still capable of casting a shadow over entire divisions packed with young title holders. That is not just a wave of nostalgia. That is star power operating on its own set of rules. And Jeff closes with the line that keeps ringing in my head. Floyd may have more years on him, but he is not lying down for anyone. Translation: whoever puts pen to paper on that contract needs to walk in fully aware that they are not climbing through the ropes with a retired celebrity making a cameo. They are stepping in with a man who spent his entire career turning impossible nights into long, grinding, miserable ones for every single person standing across from him.
I don't mind legends and stuff like that. Doing this type of stuff, this is great. This is fantastic. I love it. Yes, I love it. But damn it, it's too late. It's too late. I just keep it a buck, it's damn too late. And will I be watching it? Yeah, I think the world gonna be watching it too. I think everybody gonna be watching it. You know, however, Manny Pacquiao can't beat no damn Mayweather, man. Sorry to tell y'all, he can't beat no Mayweather, man. No, not at all.
And Jeff hits everybody with a dose of reality the moment Terrence Crawford's name enters the room, essentially saying, hold on, Bud is still fully active, and that might be way too steep a jump straight out of retirement after years on the sideline. That is not a knock, that is just seasoned thinking. At the same moment, Jeff calls the Tyson matchup exactly what it most likely is, a spectacle built for entertainment, more of a show than an all-out war, which honestly makes sense because two icons sharing the same canvas is already enough electricity for one evening. But the most gripping moment arrives when Jeff drops that uncomfortable truth about the state of boxing right now.
The world is ever changing, man. And Jake Paul, really, it was Floyd first, right? Floyd first did the first ever big super crossover celebrity boxing match against Conor McGregor, who was a UFC fighter, who was Jake Paul fighting a lot of boxing matches against ex-UFC fighters. So it's almost like Floyd set up the blueprint, and then, you know, Jake Paul took it to another level, and Floyd's like, hey man, I can't just let these young people do something better than me.
But now I want to know what you think. Do you believe this is still a matchup worth tuning in for, or is it a chapter that should have stayed closed? Is Tyson's raw fire enough to crack Floyd's legendary defense, or does Mayweather's ring intelligence still run the whole show even at this point in time? This video is created purely for educational and informational purposes to keep the boxing community updated and informed. All news, analysis, and commentary featured in this video are based on publicly available information and are presented under the principles of fair use for purposes of commentary, criticism, and public interest discussion. We do not claim ownership of any third-party names, footage references, or media mentioned. All rights belong to their respective owners. To make this video more unique, engaging, and informative for our audience and YouTube community, AI tools were used to assist in research, scripting, and content development. No copyright infringement is intended. If you have any concerns regarding content used in this video, please contact us directly before taking any action, and we will address it.
And he getting all this bread. I used to be the money man. I was the money man. You know, and it is what it is, man. You know, he lives a very fancy lifestyle. Some people say that, you know, that they need the money. Pacquiao needs the money. Floyd needs the money. Hey, man, you need the money. Get back in the business and make the money. It is what it is, man. But this is what boxers know best. I mean, it's hard.
Throw your thoughts down in the comments. Let's actually dig into it. And hey, make sure you never forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing